there it goes, there it goes. All right, guys, we're live. Welcome to the Linus Tech Tips live stream featuring the one and only Slick PC, in spite of that one guy who keeps asking me to fire him. I haven't done it yet today. Are those mine?
No.
Oh. Where'd mine go? Oh, there they are. We both have the same earbuds, which causes no small amount of confusion, or would cause no small amount of confusion if we ever put them in a pile next to each other, which would be a bit of a problem. So we're both using Flux in-ear Pros. What do you think of them?
I like them.
Did you ever try the non-pros?
Yeah.
I didn't mind those.
They were good, but I like how well these will hook around your ear.
Right.
And how well they sit in your ear. The only complaint I have about the non-pros is like these ones, they talked about when we were in their suite that they're designed after hearing aids, right?
Yeah.
So they fit in your ear really well, and they don't really come out of your ear that much.
Right.
And then the cable can go right up and around your ear, so there's not a lot of tension. With the non-pros, they're designed to kind of stick out of your ear and then go down. So they stick fairly far out and then go straight down.
You know what I discovered, though, is that with the non-pros, if you really jam them in there, well, hold on. No, really, though. That's why they're so long. You're supposed to... I found if I put a size smaller ear tip on it, and then I put them right in, not only did they sound great, the noise isolation was outstanding, and they didn't stick out really far anymore. I'm even able to lie down on them without them being uncomfortable. So, there's sort of...
That's pretty cool. I didn't go that far with it. I don't like... Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, fair enough, because they're more like in-ear canal, almost.
Yeah, which is kind of weird.
Well, it's not for everyone, that's for sure.
And wouldn't that be worse, too, for your ears?
I mean, if you cranked it, maybe, sure.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
All right, so what's our first topic for the week?
Sorry if my voice sucks, guys. I'm kind of sick.
Yeah.
I know that's a common topic.
Yeah, we sort of talk about that a lot.
But, yeah.
Let's move on to a new topic. So our first topic of the week is Tomb Raider 2013 edition is already 50% off on Steam.
It's not even the summer sale yet. Like, I kind of expected stuff like this in the summer sale. Because the Steam summer sale is always, like, just the most ridiculous thing ever.
It's like, please stay inside and play video games, please.
I don't even... For a few months, I've started doing this, like, a few months back. And until the summer sale comes around, what I do is I'll actually... For any games that I hear of that I want, and any games that go on sale, that I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, I put it in a list in a notepad on my computer, and I just wait. Even if it goes on, like, a crazy weekend-only sale, I'm like, no, I'll just put that in a list, wait for the summer sale. Because it's so cheap. It's
basically like boxing week, or I guess for the American viewers, kind of like a Black Friday type thing. It's kind of awesome. It's just not worthwhile to buy anything any other time.
Yeah.
But I mean, this comes back to our discussion about Crysis 3. So that came out, and then it was discounted within a couple weeks, in spite of being evidently a hot-selling title. Should you pre-order anything? Ever?
See, like, at this point, the main reason why I would ever see to pre-order anything is if you can find a place where you're going to get some amount of benefit from it. Because, like, sometimes Steam will do if enough people pre-order and you always hit the third tier. And there's 3 tiers of pre-order benefits. And sometimes, like, it comes with other games.
Right.
And it'll come with, like, other games, DLC, like, all this stuff. So sometimes the pre-order benefits are really big and exclusive. So sometimes it's worth it.
I have Bill's hat in Team Fortress 2.
See, stuff
Bill's
like
hat.
that. But that's, I think, where the benefit of buying early is going to be now, because it's not
price.
It's not price anymore. Yeah,
it's like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks after the after it actually comes out. It's already like, yeah. So someone says, yeah, people are still complaining about the audio levels. I actually don't understand. Okay, here, we can try moving it a little closer. That might actually help. So.
The mic?
Yeah.
We will try. Whaley just said audio's great.
Okay, well, I adjusted it a little bit. Okay, it's easier to turn down than it is for people who are maxed out to turn it up. So I understand. Yeah. I understand why that's a problem. Why don't we turn to a little bit of Twitter Q&A? So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, yeah, another topic. Actually, before we go any further, is our after party this week, assuming Slick and I can get it working. We'll probably get it working, right?
I would think so.
Is going to be our Super Mario World live stream!
At least, like, the start of it.
At least the start of it.
We'll probably have to do more than one segment.
Yeah, it's not going to be in one sitting. I mean, the reality of it is, I told my wife about the concept of the Super Mario World live stream, and she was kind of like, I mean, you can't expect wives to necessarily always get the whole, like, game stream. Quite frankly, I don't really get the whole game streaming thing, but, I mean...
It's more, for us, we're not doing, like, a Let's Play. This is more of just, we're doing a normal... We're probably going to be talking about random stuff, just like we do in the after party.
Yeah.
But just, instead of the whole screen being us, it'll probably be a small webcam view, and then Super Mario World. And, like, who doesn't like Super Mario World?
Can I have a webcam view of you? What are you wearing?
What?
That's true, I can see what you're wearing. Your exposed knees are very sensual today.
Exposed knees.
Well, Slick wears shorts to work, which, I mean, I'm not the best dressed gentleman.
You wear sandals.
That's true, but sandals are very practical.
And you only wear nice shirts when you need to.
Yes, that is true.
If you're not going to be in front of camera, you wear, like, badminton shirts and stuff.
Yes, that's true.
You probably just don't like... How many shorts do you own?
A couple. They're all the same.
And you probably don't like them, do you?
I have 3 pairs of jean shorts that I actually don't like because they make my butt look big.
There. So that's why you don't wear shorts. I love shorts. Shorts are amazing.
Okay, that actually could be part of the reason. All right, so moving along to Twitter Q&A. Watching from Norway, but not at a LAN party. Second time tuning in from Austria. I think this new time slot really does work well for a lot of people. Really, really well. George says apparently there's a giveaway of leftover Steam codes on the forum. Cool.
That actually happens, like, a lot.
Yeah, it's neat.
If you don't have many Steam games, like, honestly, hang around the forum. There's one guy that does Steam giveaways all the time for just drawing him random things.
That's kind of cool.
And he'll pick, like, not the best drawing at all. He'll pick, like, the thing that he just kind of likes the most, and usually it has nothing to do with the best drawing at all. It's just what makes him laugh. So that's pretty cool. I know one of our mods has done a giveaway. I know, like, there's a lot of giveaways on the forum, actually.
Speaking of giveaways on the forum, the user Dragontail submitted a Mass Effect 2 Steam code, or I think it's an Origin code? Yeah, I think it's an Origin code, but one way or another, it's a free copy of Mass Effect 2 that he sort of told me I could give away on the live stream. So instead, I opted to give it away on the forum in the... I'm going to see if I can remember what my hotkey is for this one. Whoops. Oh, uh-oh. We'll be back in a moment.
What are you doing? What's going on?
There we go. All right. So in this thread here called the Post Linus Memes Here thread, which actually has some pretty funny stuff. Okay, this one's not that great. But basically the winner, selected by me and Slick, is going to win a copy of Mass Effect 2, and I think it's just sort of for fun. Twitter's up and running, and it's gone. Love it. I have to keep going until I find my favorite one.
I don't actually burst out laughing at that much stuff I see on the internet, but this thread has got me going a couple times.
Yeah, this thread's actually just kind of awesome. But where is it? Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that one's not bad. But there's another Slick one that I think is my personal favorite so far.
I don't remember where it is.
I don't remember where it is, too. I think it's pretty early on.
I like this. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
Oh, my goodness. That was so funny.
Okay, you know what? Hold on. We're going to cut back to us for a second. V-Bulletin has taken care of us at this point. They've issued a full refund. So we are now square with them. It's all good.
Yeah. Still funny, though.
This one's just terrifying.
This is weird.
I mean, there's like a black Linus. I've never seen that before. Okay, I think it's got to be page 3. Because it was pretty early on. Okay, hold on. Close cell phone. Hold on. Trust me. It's worth it.
Oh.
I thought it was on page 3. Okay, close cell phone. Yep. Final assembly. Okay, yeah. No. Did someone get rid of it?
Maybe.
That's bizarre. Okay, well, there's a Slick one that we both saw that we both really liked that I thought was quoted in here a few times. A lot of people talked about it. But it was basically Slick giving a big thumbs up with the caption EA at the bottom. And I have no idea what happened here. So.
I haven't seen some of these, so...
So anyway,
must be gone.
guys, feel free to post in the thread. You can win a free copy of Mass Effect 2, courtesy of Dragon Tail, one of the members of our forum. All right, so back to Twitter. Right, that's where we left off.
I was like, so...
Are you ready for Haswell? We have Haswell chips. We have Haswell boards coming soon. We had a conversation with ASUS that involves a lot of really cool stuff heading our way. So we're going to be hopefully doing like some build guides and some benchmarks and talking about Haswell a whole heck of a lot. Andy wants to know when we're expecting the NVIDIA 700 series. We have no idea. And if we did, we wouldn't be able to tell you. So if we did, I would tell you. We have no idea. So there you go. That should tell you all you need to know. Slick, have you tried Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon yet?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't have a code yet.
Oh. Well, you have a Never Settle.
Yeah, but they haven't sent out... I don't think Never Settle has sent out their codes yet. So I'm waiting for Never Settle to send out their codes, and then I will play the crap out of Blood Dragon. I'm so excited. You saw that GIF I showed you, right?
Yes.
There's a GIF where two guys are fighting on the road, and then some gigantic techno lizard just dives by and takes the guy out. I'm just like, oh, I'm so excited for this game. It's so 80s. Oh my goodness. So excited.
So what's up with Haswell? What would you expect from online gaming platforms in the future? We've talked about that a fair bit, I think, already on previous live streams. 15th top poster on the forums today is apparently Dylan Grant.
Nice. Good
Awesome.
job.
Yes, Super Mario finally is coming. Here, do you want to scooch forward a little bit? Apparently you're a little out of focus. Tuning in from Sweden at 1 a.m. Love it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And apparently lots of new interactions. Oh, this is interesting. So we got our hands on a 7990 today. But the only hands-on time we had with it was to basically just like video the card itself. We didn't actually get a chance to benchmark it at all, which was sort of disappointing. So that made me sad. But hopefully we'll get a chance to really benchmark it. But the problem with benchmarking the 7990 is that due to the fact that it's running Crossfire and AMD's drivers aren't really optimized for the best frame times, the frame rates might be really high, but the actual perceived performance is not necessarily that high on a Crossfire solution right now. And unless you have a really high-end capture PC with some special software and a lot of time to sit down and really go through frame by frame what was actually being displayed, it's really hard to get performance numbers for Crossfire these days until AMD fixes the issue. They have a prototype driver that looks a lot better, but it's nowhere near available to the public yet. So
It's supposed to be like 20% increase, right?
oh, way better than that. Like in terms of the perceived performance and the perceived stutteringness of it, it's supposed to be absolutely way better. Can you email that to me so that I can open it up over there?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
trying to get the user's name.
We found the meme that was sort of mine and Slick's favorite so far. That we dug through a thread only to find out it like isn't there anymore for some reason. I have no idea why. So we're gonna bring that up soon. We're gonna have a guest next week. I don't know if I told you this yet.
You vaguely mentioned something, but I don't actually know what's going on.
Okay, so our guest here. I'm just gonna open up our live stream agenda here, and I'll take you to his website. So he's a bit of a local technology media personality. He goes by the name of Steve Dotto. So there you go. He's got a website. He does more radio stuff. He's a little bit more focused on the business side of the technology and how to enable yourself to sort of save time and make your life a little bit better with it. He doesn't focus on graphics cards or stuff like that. So I asked him to come do a 20-minute segment or so. He does a lot of speaking engagements locally. So yeah, I had a meeting with him, and he was interested in coming in and joining us. So I think it'll be interesting to just kind of do the whole guest thing again and see how it goes. Yeah. Very knowledgeable. He's been doing, he's run TV broadcast tech shows in the past. He's done online tech shows. Like I said, he does radio now. Extremely experienced. He's been doing tech talks since, I mean, I basically knew where to find the turbo button on a 386 or 486 or whichever one was the one that came with a turbo button on it. I can't even remember anymore. So yeah, that should be kind of fun. I don't know how carefully you've gone through some of the topics that I submitted for the live stream, but have you seen this yet?
Yeah.
Crazy. So
it's
guys,
absolutely nuts.
Check this out. I don't know what ad that is, but this is from nofilmschool.com. Netflix streaming loses 2,000 titles as Universal and MGM licenses expire. So there's a lot of talk right now about what the heck does this actually mean, and I'm gonna throw this at Slick. And so, what's your take on this?
I'm kind of worried for Netflix. It's actually pretty brutal. That's so many titles. How 1,794?
1,794 titles, and I guess the thing that sort of got a lot of people scratching their heads right now is that at the same time, Warner Brothers is launching their archival video service. Yeah. Which is more focused on older and obscure titles, but there's some overlap with the stuff that the license just expired from Netflix for. And it's like, okay, so you got your own service now. Netflix is branching out into content creation now.
Like crazy.
Like crazy,
and
they're
people
investing.
Are apparently really liking it too.
So, I mean, at some point in the future, does Netflix become pretty much the same as any other content delivery company, except they were the kick in the pants that forces the other guys to figure out this whole digital content distribution thing? Right.
The reason why everyone pirates everything.
So maybe at some point, I mean, what I've loved about Netflix, I've only used Netflix I had it for a few weeks because I'm a cheapskate and I don't really watch movies. Like, I just actually don't watch movies. I've watched one movie since my son was born, and that was over a year ago. I went to see The Hobbit. That was it. It's like, okay. So I don't really watch movies, so I didn't have it for long. But what I liked about it is that you weren't locked into this service or that service or that service to the point where all of a sudden, if you're paying $7 a month for 10 different services, it costs just as much as a cable subscription, which is what I'm trying to get rid of. Yeah. At that point. So are we moving towards more fragmentation where each of the studios maintains their own content library? Is someone like YouTube going to win to the point where they get all the original programming?
Well, it could explode and then come back in. Because they're doing the subscriber thing on YouTube. Like, everyone is trying to... You know how YouTube rolled out their... Like, you can set up your channel as a subscription base?
Yes.
Everyone is kind of rolling out their own big content subscription setup, and I'm wondering if all the users are going to go, this is too much crap, and like they're going to want to go back to just one group that maybe charges more. So maybe it's going to get out of Netflix's hands for a while, and then someone, whether it's Netflix or maybe someone else, might be able to pull it all back together, because it's going to be frustrating managing like 10 different subscriptions for all your stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's annoying.
That would be nice kind of interesting.
With, like, United States-based Netflix. Canadian Netflix was never really that strong. But United States-based Netflix, where you just kind of had everything. Yeah. Almost all the movies you could think of. Tons of documentaries. All the shows, almost.
And quite frankly, that's the kind of thing I could see myself subscribing to, whereas Canadian Netflix really wasn't that special.
Yeah, VPNs.
VPN, true enough. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff being pulled off. So things like so hold on, here we go. So South Park is off, but it's not that big of a deal because you can watch South Park online legally anyway. Audrey Rose, James Bond classics like Dr. No and Goldfinger,
because those are still pretty good to watch.
So Netflix's take on this is, you know what, our library has always been in flux. We're also adding, I think they said they were adding 500 titles are being added May 1st, so that was 2 days ago.
So they're losing almost 1,800, but a lot of them are very possibly super old that people possibly aren't watching that much.
So they're adding Bachelorette, adding Hunger Games, adding Mission Impossible 2. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're subscribing to Netflix as a service, it's kind of like, if I turn it on, there'll be something to watch. Mission probably accomplished as long as they can maintain.
Well, especially the States one.
Yeah.
Where I think this is going on.
Yeah.
Because they have so much stuff.
Which actually reminds me, there was huge news the other day that I actually didn't have in our live stream, document, but I'm going to open this up. I just moved it over there now. So the first major YouTube channel acquisition just went down. So DreamWorks announced the acquisition of Awesomeness TV for $33 million, which is absolutely incredible. So Awesomeness TV was, okay, Mark Terbeek, and hold on, yeah. So he's basically been involved in some other, here we go. The key to this success, according to Terbeek, was Robin's experience creating traditional television content aimed at young viewers, such as Smallville and One Tree Hill. So they basically took this channel, they got one of YouTube's grants. I think they got $3.5 million from the Series A round last summer, which added to a $5 million original content grant from YouTube. So they got a bunch of money to build this channel. They built it up to 500,000 subscribers and around 80 million monthly views. So this was on Pando Daily, just so that we're citing our source here. They got it up to that level, and all of a sudden it's worth $33 million, which is incredible, because this could be the beginning of, guys like, YouTube hasn't really said, okay, yeah, we're going to develop content. We're going to hire all the people and do it. I don't think they're interested in that. They want to be a platform. Yeah. But they've started investing in content creators, whether it's Freddie Wong or whether it's Awesomeness TV or whoever else, to turn their platform into something that major studios like DreamWorks are going to walk in and buy and start being content producers on YouTube's platform, which makes room for premium channels that people will actually legitimately, I think, pay for.
Interesting. One thing, like Freddie Wong and stuff, it almost sucks that it's named exactly after him. Because for him, he probably can't sell it. Or if he did sell it, he'd have to stay a part of it.
But that's what's going on here as well.
Oh, he's staying a part of it?
He's staying on board. So, hold on, let me just browse down. I read this sort of with great interest last night, which was, it kind of blew my mind. So he's going to stay on for, I think it was, I can't see how long, but yeah. So Robbins is staying on, and he's going to be continuing to develop it under DreamWorks. Of course, if they're acquiring it for $33 million, they probably have some more money earmarked to continue to invest in it and make it more awesome. But what I figure based on this is that I must be a millionaire. I'm worth about 4 million views a month on Linus Tech Tips, so I figure it works out perfectly such that you can just extrapolate, and so...
No.
Yeah, okay. I guess our production values aren't really there. That's never really been our strength, has it?
No.
No, I guess it hasn't.
And like the sale of a tech channel on YouTube, I don't think is quite as much as like an original content creator.
We create original content, well, about technology. Yeah, fair enough, but
not exactly the same platform.
Either way, between looking at sort of Netflix's constant ebb and flow of their content, as well as, this whole thing where YouTube channels might turn into TV channels.
Yeah, I hope that happens as soon as possible.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely crazy. YouTube's they've been doing all this stuff. They've been one step ahead.
Yeah.
We need to support live. We need to support this. We need to support that. We need to incentivize content creators to stay on this platform.
It's like they support things unlike EA.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I guess we're half an hour in.
I had to throw a shot.
It wasn't that early for a shot at EA. Speaking of EA, did you put that meme in here?
No, I can't edit the doc.
Did you email it to me?
I think so at some point.
Yep, there it is. Okay, so here we go, guys. So this was the meme that Slick and I were looking for before. So it's basically just that's the entire punchline. That's all the punchline we need. How every joke on their live stream ended from now on.
Yeah.
and they never sponsored Linus Tech Tips ever.
Speaking of which, EA, if you'd like to sponsorship, if you would like to sponsor us, just get in contact.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, in Germany, apparently YouTube created some original channels that are paid by YouTube to create high-quality content. Well, I mean, okay, they had...
Paid by YouTube.
Yeah, if they're paid by YouTube and they actually hire people who actually get a paycheck, then that's a little bit different from what we've seen over here. So, There you go. Seems I can't watch because my sister took the tablet. It's okay, the archive will go up right away this week. We'll be back to the usual way of doing it. The problem was that we had to wait for Twitch's archive, which we could then download and chop together in Windows Live Movie Maker. And then we had to wait for it to upload, and then we had to wait to put in all the timestamps. It was just a really, really kludgy way of doing it before.
Hopefully it'll actually stay as one this time.
Hi, Andrew. Welcome to watching the live stream. Well,
hello.
Live. What's your opinion on the Nexus 4?
I don't know. I haven't heard much about it.
It just seems like it kind of was there, and people were really excited about it. I've heard sales are really good.
Like it's not a huge talking point.
I mean, it's an stock Android device.
But honestly, Nexus S also wasn't a huge talking point.
Lots of people had them.
Yeah, but it wasn't a huge talking point. I think quite a few people have Nexus 4s as well.
Well, by comparison, you look at how much someone like a Samsung is spending on marketing.
Investing on advertising, yeah. So because Samsung is pushing all their phones, Google doesn't really... They do a little bit. Well, I think the login page for Gmail now has something about... I didn't even look at it, but I saw a phone. So maybe they're doing something. But like the advertising push behind Samsung is so much bigger, making it a talking point.
Right. No, I mean, you have to look at it from Google's perspective. Is why are they going to push their hardware platform so hard when ultimately it was partners like Samsung that made Android a success, that were willing to build the hardware before Google got around to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and the other thing, too, though, is with faster, more modern devices like the HTC One and the Samsung Galaxy S4 hitting the market, being available now.
There is a unique experience with Nexus devices, though.
Okay.
I brought this up with my Nexus S. I went through 3 major platform changes with that phone. Like, that was crazy. And, like, right when it's announced as released, it's on my phone.
Right.
Like, that's one thing with the Nexus phones. You always get the updates because you're getting pushed from Google, which is kind of fantastic. Just that, like, awesome support that you expect from directly being attached to Google.
Right. Let's talk about this. So Razer has launched their Comms software. It's in beta right now. I tried to install it, and it basically just kind of closed. So I kind of gave up because I was going to test it with Slick. But what I discovered is that when I reinstall, it might have been a problem actually with my audio drivers. I updated the firmware on my Essence 1 and the drivers, and everything's working 100% now. So it might not have been Comms' problem, but I haven't tried it yet personally. But I sent the link over to Slick. So what are they trying to do here exactly?
I think they're trying to replace Skype. Because the interface style, like, you know, there's the, like, Ventrilo TeamSpeak kind of style where there's a server, and you join and disconnect from the server, and there's chat rooms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not set up like that.
Right, which is why a lot of gamers have started using Skype instead of the complicated setup that goes into that stuff.
Which, honestly, I still kind of like.
I like Mumble. I love Mumble. I'm a Mumble guy.
Mumble's the same kind of thing, though.
Yeah, same kind of thing.
Oh! Right,
What's up?
we have something else to talk about, but I will continue this topic until we're done. Sorry,
Sure.
just mod chat reminded me about a serious thing going on. Sorry for that segue, I'll come back. So it has the social pane, just like Skype does, where it shows everyone on your friends list. So on the left side, I'm looking on his, everyone on your friends list on the left side, and then you can open up chat groups super easily, and you can save those chat groups. So you can kind of make channels, because you can save chat groups.
Okay,
so if you have like your team for whatever game, you can save them all as a chat group. Are we streaming this page?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, Team Diablo. Yeah, so he's got a chat group going on. Apparently there's a channel within there. I haven't used it enough. I'm sorry, guys. I guess you can maybe within individual chat groups make channels. It's kind of interesting. So that's a cool option to do there. For like general feedback on its performance, its auto-detected settings I'm finding are not quite as good as Skype. With Skype, as far as I can tell, anyone just clicks call and it works.
Right.
Like, as long as you have the right device pointing at it and stuff, it just works. with what is it, comms?
Yeah.
Used it for a while. I think we had up to 6 people on it, and all we noticed is that maybe you had to turn one dude up, or maybe you had to slightly turn your own mic down or up, but it wasn't like it wasn't crazy hardcore settings. It was up or
Slider.
down. One slider.
Okay.
Like, not a big deal. Anyone can do this setup. Fairly easy level settings. Like, I had a fan in my room pointed directly at a desktop mic. So you would expect it to pick it up. And it was a little bit, but it doesn't in Skype. But then I just turned the slider down a little bit, and it was totally fine.
I see. Okay.
So the auto detect isn't quite as awesome as Skype, but is super, super easy to tune in, so that's awesome. One big problem that a lot of Skype users, especially myself, hate is that if we're in a game and someone calls you, like the crazy annoying call.
And it's so loud.
It's insanely loud, and it will probably put an overlay on your screen, or it'll tab you out of your game. And like if someone hangs up the call, you might get tabbed out of your game, and your whole call ends if it's the person who started the call. And like there's all these kind of major problems. This one, it will now transfer the host.
Oh, that's cool.
We think. We tried it, and then a really, really loud, high-pitched noise came in, and then everyone could hear each other, but it was kind of crackly.
Okay, but it is in beta, I guess.
It is in beta. That's one big takeaway people need to understand. It is in beta.
Beta.
And that's not like the audio codec or anything, so...
Right, okay.
Might just deal with that for now. It'll hopefully be fixed. So I think it's supposed to transfer the host in the call. If you get a call... You don't really get a call in a game. If you get a call in a game, it'll come up in the bottom right-hand corner. It will not tab you out. It'll pop up like a Steam or Xfire overlay.
Okay.
If anyone knows about that. It has a key command, just like Steam or Xfire, so you can bind it to, I think, whatever you want, but it's Control-Tab.
Okay, sure.
Which still kind of sucks, because crouching and then checking your score.
Right, but you could change it to...
But I think 99% sure you can change it. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I haven't changed it yet, but I will. So that's kind of nice. Very unobtrusive while you're in games, which is Skype's problem.
Right.
And then the audio is not quite as good, but after a few seconds you can get there. So
okay.
yeah,
So what do you think?
actually like it a lot so far.
Some hope for
I
this.
think I'm gonna kind of make the jump.
Really?
I've been using Skype forever. I'm still gonna use Skype for text chat for a lot of people, just because I have more people on Skype.
Right.
But yeah, for comms in games, I hate Skype. It pisses me off because it constantly tabs me out and just is a massive annoyance. So
what's the impression? You said you had 6 people on. What do they think?
Everyone's kind of down with it. We've tried a lot of different voice chats. Most of the guys that haven't been gaming as long as, say, like my brother and I, like the Skype style where it's a friends list, more than the old channel-based vent kind of style.
Right.
So we've been using Skype for a while, but none of us have been totally satisfied because of it tabbing it out of games and stuff. So we've been looking for a different solution, but there hasn't really been one quite as good. So usually we'll all download the new thing that comes out, try it for a little bit, and everyone bails and goes back to Skype. Everyone's actually been consistently using comms since we downloaded it.
So I wonder what's the benefit to Razer to create this?
Branding, I guess. I think they're doing ads on it.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, price free
branding
is apparently their intention. I mean, you know, it's so...
But their branding's all over it.
Yeah.
So if you're using comms for all your games and you go to a store and if you're just getting into gaming and your buddy who's been into gaming forever is like, yeah, download this Razer Comms thing. And then you get into gaming a little bit more and you want to buy some peripherals and you go to the store. If you see Razer on the shelf, what are you going to think? You're probably going to want to buy the Razer thing.
So you think that's probably their intention then?
Yeah, and I think they're doing some ads.
Some ads. Okay.
To help.
I mean, if they run ads for the hot new game or whatever else, I think they have enough relationships with developers as it is. I mean, you look at even the branded peripherals they do.
Yeah.
Someone will run advertising with them if they can get the user base.
I don't think they'll have a problem with getting ads. Yeah.
So,
I'm not 100% sure about the ads thing, but I think I remember.
Very cool. So there you go, guys. Razer Comms. Check it out. I think it's razorzone.com/ or razorzone.com/ whatever your region is /comms or something like that. So there you go. That's what the page looks like. If you Google Razer Comms, then that'll come up for
You'll
sure.
find it. I didn't expect it to be that good, especially after you said it just completely crashed.
Yeah, well,
I was like, whatever, I'll test this out. And me and a buddy jumped on, and then it was a pleasant surprise. So that was cool. Okay, so
apparently, you have what's going on?
Apparently, EA shut down PopCap Vancouver.
Oh, really?
I don't remember when they did this, but they did it during something else.
Oh, okay.
So that it wasn't like a major news item. I don't know if they planned that. They probably didn't plan that. But it happened during something else big going on. I don't know if it was the Boston bombing or something. But it was like something really big was going on. And they shut down PopCap Vancouver and laid off 2,000 employees.
Wow.
And they're planning a complete company restructure. So their plan to win the hearts back of the community was to fire 2,000 people. Which is probably... I don't know.
Well, yeah, so here we go. Electronic Arts, this is on Tech Vibes that I'm on right now. Electronic Arts shuttering PopCap and Quicklime Studios in Vancouver, sources say. So this was, on the 25th of April.
Yeah.
Electronic Arts dubbed, here's a quote from, again, Tech Vibes. Electronic Arts dubbed the worst company in America in both 2012 and 2013, laid off 170 people in Montreal on April 11th. Followed by this layoff, which is, let's see if I can get an exact number here. Internal memo, something about a restructuring. Wow. Wow, that's terrible. I mean, how much, how could they have taken something like PopCap and gotten it to the point where they have to lay off a whole team? I mean, PopCap was rolling in money.
EA's really good at killing things.
Wow. I mean, I feel terrible for the people who were working for doing something that was, successful and awesome. And then, in order for EA to have a clean start in 2014...
So in 2011, EA bought PopCap for $1.3 billion. And they made Plants vs. Zombies and Bejeweled Blitz. Like, those are two huge games.
Yeah, I mean, merchandising alone, they should be able to keep these people employed. Sell some more zombie plushes.
The amount of freaking zombie plushes and, walnut hats that I saw at PAX for a little while there was insane. Like, everybody had a little walnut thing.
Yeah, this is, terrible news, actually.
Yeah. It's never good to see, buckets of people laid off. And it seems like every single time you hear of layoffs in the gaming industry, it's like, yeah, EA just laid off quadruple figure.
Yeah, EA acquired something and then ran it into the ground.
And just fired everyone.
And laid off everyone.
Ooh.
Oh.
So there's the uplifting story of the week, I guess.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I don't know. So that's no good. Let's get a new item so we can be happy.
Yeah, I have nothing to say anymore. That's just
it's just really crappy.
Really crappy.
And we're not even that fast on the upkeep. That was a little while ago.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
A week and a bit.
Still totally crappy.
Yeah, it's still crappy. We just heard about it, so it's crappy to us at least. And I'm sure it's still crappy to the Yeah, okay, well James makes a good point.
But PopCap made things for
tablets
and phones and
PCs
stuff.
And
every platform.
Yeah, there's actually, I can't think of a compelling reason. It's not like Android's going somewhere. Except this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything there should be more opportunities for
Apparently there's the goal for comms is to have only one ad and it's a banner at the bottom. I'm getting this from my moderator chat. So they'll have one ad that'll probably be a really high value ad.
Right.
And it's probably just going to chill at bottom. Again, probably won't be obtrusive.
Cool.
Probably be fine.
Yeah, that's outstanding. So would a 690 or a 7990 be bottlenecked by an i5 3570K overclocked to 4.2? It doesn't really matter because an i5 3570K right now, I mean, who knows how things are going to change over the next month or so, right now is as fast as you can get anyway. So, sure, maybe it's bottlenecked. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? It's as not bottlenecked as it can be. Every system, everywhere, the one you're sitting in front of, the one that you used before that, the one that's in your parents' room, every system has a bottleneck somewhere. It's like people ask me, is this system bottlenecked? Yes, every system is bottlenecked. It's about reducing bottlenecks and making them not as narrow as possible. So for example, a system with a 6-core processor and a GTX Titan is bottlenecked. in every situation is bottlenecked by something. Your system can only be as fast as the slowest component. And some component will always be the slowest thing for any given workload. That's just how it works. So yes. It will not be bottlenecked any more than it would otherwise have to be. The only way to reduce that bottleneck will be to overclock that 3570K even further. So, there. What's in yours and Slick's personal rigs? Well, I'm running a 3970X. I'm running a GTX 590. I've got 8 gigs of RAM in there right now because my memory has been borrowed.
It's coming back soon.
For a while. I've got 8 120 gig SSDs in a RAID 0 array that I back up nightly because that's insane. I have an XFX 1000 watt 80 plus platinum power supply and custom liquid cooling. Go.
I have to do things to mine first.
No, tell them what you have now.
I have a 2600K and a 660 Ti with an unchecked 1200 watt true power, which is like massively...
Actually beast.
Absurdly overkill and beast and unnecessary. An Octane 256 gigabyte SSD, which doesn't back up.
Do you really not have it set up to back up?
It's just programs.
Oh.
I don't store any documents on there at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just programs. Like, I could reset up that SSD in an hour or two.
Okay.
So I don't bother. And then a, like, big 2 terabyte drive, which I do back up, that has all my games, which I don't need to back up, so I don't back up that folder. But then, like, all my documents and videos and music and everything else on there. What am I missing? 12 gigs of kind of mixed-matched RAM. Half of it's Dominators, half of it's, like,
do you still have that Aeneon stuff?
Yep, half of it's Aeneon.
Nice. Kimondo went out of business years ago. That was like 4 years ago?
Yep.
It's like Aeneon RAM like a boss.
Totally awesome.
That was such a good deal.
Yeah.
I paid $10 a gig for it or something. Like back then for DDR3. It's like,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
And then
800D.
800D.
TG07.
Yeah.
All right. Apparently there are rumored GeForce GTX 700 launch dates. We can't really comment one way or the other. Good night from Portugal. Good night, Portugal.
Good night.
First time watching live. Love the new schedule. Thank you. Have you tried Raid Call? I haven't, unfortunately.
I have. I don't mind it. Again, the group, though, wasn't down.
Right. Apparently if you put Skype on busy, it won't interrupt your game. But it also won't tell you things a lot of the time. So it's like...
It's like I either get completely interrupted or I get no notifications at all.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Kind of with that.
The thing I liked about comms is, and like another thing with comms, just little like ease of life situations where if you call someone, it's like a deeper, quieter tone. Instead of freaking Skype's like, I'm gonna kill your ears ringtone, which is nuts. Like being on the receiving end of a Skype call isn't even as bad as calling someone.
It's kind of bizarre that you can't change it.
And it's so loud.
Like, I understand it's a branding element for them. You always know when a Skype call is coming in.
But I mean, when you're going out, it doesn't ring that way when you're going out. Like, it's the annoying, super common one. And it's insanely loud when you're going out, and it's terrible and really annoying. With comms, it's actually totally fine. I don't know. It's like, I guess it's not the biggest thing, but that's one of the first things I noticed.
Right.
Was when I first called someone, I was like, oh, wow, that's pleasant.
Kevin Norman says he's watching on his Nexus 4. Fantastic device, smoothest he's used. However, battery life is apparently not satisfactory. We've talked about NVIDIA Grid quite a few times. We don't really click links during the live stream just because sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
Frostbite says apparently call quality is 10 times better than Skype.
I haven't experienced that.
Okay. He's saying that about comms.
Right.
Okay, so let's sort of move on to our next news topic of the day. I kind of wish we had these tabs open already. We're going to do some community news items. However, we have a bit of a public service announcement right now with respect to people posting community news items because it's we do want to encourage people to post news items on the Linus Tech Tips forum in the news section. It's great. We want that to be super active. We want anyone visiting the forum to be able to go to the news section and kind of be able to catch up on the tech news. That's awesome. However, we don't want to run into a situation where Linus Tech Tips forum looks like we're plagiarizing in any way. So don't copy paste the body of text from someone that you're pulling news from unless you're surrounding it in a quote. And I think a basic requirement for posting in the news section, we should probably add this to the guidelines, is that you should be contributing some of your own take on it. Start the discussion up yourself rather than just posting the topic and then kind of leaving it there. So say something about it, post it, quote it appropriately, and link to the source. I mean, everyone's been linking to the source really well as it is, but we don't want to run into a situation where we're like bad guys because our forum community posts copy-pasted news articles from other websites. I mean, come on. Those websites where they just copy-paste everyone else's stuff is like not cool.
We don't want to do that.
We don't want to be that.
The idea of the news section is, yes, it should be nice and fast, like is already happening, but we've had cases where people are just copy and posting things from articles, and like he said, try and start the discussion.
Okay, so with all of that said, Good Bytes contributed this article where The Verge is reporting that Intel is claiming the new Iris graphics embedded in the upcoming Haswell CPUs can offer double or even triple the performance of Intel HD Graphics 4000 that comes with current Ivy Bridge processors. So there's a couple of things I'd like to comment on to start with. Number one is that not all Ivy Bridge processors have HD 4000 graphics. The lower end ones don't. In fact, it's only the high end ones, in many cases, which is ridiculous, that have higher end integrated graphics, and it's like, it makes no sense because anyone buying that CPU probably is running a dedicated graphics card.
Yeah.
But that's the way it's been. So while it may be double or triple in HD 4000, compared to whatever you're running already, it may be even more than that. So let's go back to the graph.
And one thing is that it's 3D Mark 11.
Well, okay, I was going there.
Okay. I wasn't...
So I want to point at bars on the graphs. So the dark blue one on the far left, this is 3D Mark 06, 3D Mark Vantage, and 3D Mark 11. So the one on the far left is... hold on. Oh, this color coding seems off. Okay, well, whatever. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be...
colors other than just shades of blue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be HD 4000. And then I'm pretty sure that one of these is supposed to be... Oh, crap. No, I looked at this before. Scores normalized to the last gen. And then I think it was... because there's going to be two different levels of Iris integrated graphics as well. So it's not just going to be HD whatever on exactly the same thing. But apparently I'm getting confused now. So anyway, here, let's just look at this. So with the premium Iris integrated graphics, you're looking at up to a 2 times increase over the last gen product. However, I would actually look at something like 3D Mark 06 as more of an indicator for something like this because of a couple things. So number one is 3D Mark 11 and 3D Mark Vantage are both going to perform significantly better when you have more features enabled on the hardware. So Iris looks like it's probably a DirectX 11 part, which doesn't mean that it's necessarily twice as powerful, but if it has more features, it'll inherently score better on 3D Mark 11 than a non-DirectX 11 part, whereas if you go back to Ivy Bridge, that was a DirectX 10 level part. So if you go back to a really old benchmark, like 3D Mark 06, then you are looking at it as, okay, well, let's take away any advantage they get from an updated feature set. Let's go based on raw horsepower. It looks like more of maybe a 40 to 50% improvement. And then 3D Mark is often very theoretical, and so we might be looking at a smaller improvement than even that.
Yeah.
But, you know, leave it to well, Slick. I was going to say me and Slick to test it and let you guys know what's actually up. But in all likelihood, it'll probably be Slick who is figuring out how Haswell stacks up. We asked Intel this time around. In the past, we'd only asked for K chips because we know our audience is mostly interested in that. But actually, we have 4 Haswell chips. I'm going to run and grab them.
Oh.
So that we can tell you guys not
probably
only
can't
how...
hear you that well anymore.
Okay, you tell them so that why we're doing that.
I don't actually know why we're doing that. Because of lower TDPs?
No. So we can evaluate
Loud,
the lower levels of integrated graphics cards.
Oh, right. Okay. I hope they heard that.
Yeah.
Modchat's not telling me.
So that we can take these chips and we can compare them to the actual appropriate market competitor. Because it's one thing if we take, you know, a 3770K and we compare that to AMD's APU, and it's like, okay, well, it costs 3 times as much, almost 4 times as much. And the lower end Intel chip doesn't have the same onboard graphics as a 3770K.
Right.
So this way, we can take something like a 4430, which is one of the ones that we asked for, and we can compare that against the last generation products as well as AMD's APUs and let you guys know if you want a low-end entry-level gaming experience on the cheap, how well does Haswell actually stack up for you. So yeah, there you go. The Verge is talking about this. Intel, obviously those slides have Intel all over them. There's a nice big Intel logo, so I wonder where that came from.
They only used blue.
And the whole slide is blue. So that's Intel's spin on it, but we're gonna check it out. We're gonna let you guys know what I've seen already from some of the die shots. So for those of you who don't know, the die is the part of the CPU. There's a big metal piece on top. The die is the actual silicon inside that actually does all the work. And from some of the die shots that I've seen, the GPU portion of Haswell is huge.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise compared to Ivy Bridge. So I'm expecting a big performance improvement, but I just don't know if it'll be that or if it'll be something else. Or,
Right.
you know, depend on the game, depend on the drivers, all these things. So let's move on to our next community news topic. This one is was posted by Josie. Okay, so there's a picture of what is rumored to be the HTC M4. So the HTC One is a phone that I have been using for over a month now. I absolutely love it. Quite honestly, I got a Samsung Galaxy S4 about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't actually brought myself to move my SIM into it yet.
That's actually kind of funny.
S4 has some cool features.
Mm-hmm.
We did use it for like a spot in a video where I'm getting a call from someone and I wave at the phone to answer it, and it works and it's cool. Smart Stay is cool, where it locks onto your eyes and doesn't dim the screen when you're reading things. It's wicked fast, super fast. The fact that they have a built-in, like I have power toggles on my phone so I can quickly turn off my Wi-Fi and do things like that, but the fact that they have a built-in power toggles that's like this big and has every setting you could possibly need on the S4 is really cool as well. You know, nice and quick. It's efficiency-minded, but I just love, I'm an Apple convert. I came from an iPhone. I want something that feels like, yeah, it's like solid. It doesn't bend. I've dropped it. It didn't break.
More than once.
I've dropped it a couple times. It's got a couple dents on it.
And like pretty far.
Onto tile.
Onto tile.
I've dropped it. It's happened. These things happen.
When I saw it, he dropped it from up here and it like hit a chair, like a wooden chair, and then flipped like crazy and smacked against tile. So
that was not cool. I was not happy.
No.
Didn't scratch the screen, fortunately,
Nope.
which is really nice.
Oh, I think it landed on the screen, right?
It landed on the edge, on the corner, on the
Yeah.
corner of the edge, which can be a sensitive spot.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I'm excited about the M4 for a couple reasons. Number one is if I had to complain about something about the One, it's that it's still a little bit big for me. I can use it one-handed. It's extremely awkward for me, though. I have small hands. The M4 is rumored to be a 4.3-inch smartphone, which will make it like, oh,
I like that even more.
that'd be perfect for me.
Isn't it a little bit spec chopped?
It is. So the rumored specs, it's still going to be dual-core processor, LTE capable, 16 gig storage, ultra-pixel camera, which is nice to see. Because it really, I took a picture the other night of my baby playing with an Ethernet cable, and someone on Instagram was like, "Did you take that picture with the One?" Because considering how little light was in there and how good it looked, how much detail there was, it's awesome. When you compare the HTC One, the ultra pixels, to something like a Galaxy S4 in broad daylight, the S4 destroys it because more pixels, if you can get the light to them, will give you a sharper image that you can blow up to all, oblivion.
You just often can't. That's the
You just
problem.
often can't do it. It's funny. People ask about the marks on my neck in some videos. I don't know if you guys saw me. I scratched my neck a little while ago. My skin stays really red for a long time. You can see it in there. My skin stays really red for a long time whenever I scratch it, so a lot of the time it's just like, and then I end up with a weird mark on my neck. So anyway, 720p screen, 2 gigs RAM. They're saying similar build quality to the HTC One.
Is it going to go through the same manufacturing process?
Which is very cool. They have to cost it down somewhat, I would expect.
Well, how much cheaper is it going to be?
I don't know, because you look at like the one's already, what, a $199 with 3-year term phone. So maybe this will be a $99 with 3-year term phone?
Wow.
I mean, would you consider something like that if you were up for renewal? Or would you go Nexus? Actually, that's a good question. What would you do? Guys, I want to hear from you on Twitter. Would you go for build quality and construction and speed of the device?
Or support?
Or would you go for direct Android support and stock Android experience? What's more important to you? And why? And I'll let Slick answer his question while we go through that.
I don't know, actually. I haven't had enough actual hands-on time with the One, and I haven't had any actual hands-on time with the recent Nexus phone.
Okay, you've heard me rave about it, though.
Yes, but again, I haven't had
touched
any at all with the Nexus phone.
But you know what your Nexus experience was like compared to the S3?
My Nexus S was my favorite phone I ever owned.
Okay. So
Like,
knowing
by a
that,
lot.
would you just kind of blindly go for it? Nexus
Very
4?
possibly. The reason why I got an S3, like I like my S3,
Yeah.
but the reason why I got one was because Nexus was not available.
Right.
It wasn't because I actually chose it over that. My carrier did not have anything else.
Right.
I had like 4 options.
Okay.
Like it was not that many options. And like
S2?
S2 was one of them.
S3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't actually remember the other 2, but like it
Right.
was an S3 that I was going to get because it was clearly the best option. And at that time there was only 2 that I would really want, and it was Nexus or S3, and I was going to get the Nexus if I
Right.
could because of the amazing experience I had with Nexus S.
Right.
But I didn't have the option, and S3 was a really good solution. So
Okay, well, let's take it as a more general thing then. Forget the One, forget the current gen Nexus. Would you take the guarantee of software support, or would you take the beefy hardware and the nice feeling build quality? What's more important to you, the device or the software?
With mobile right now, almost the software.
You think so? But what if, I mean, honestly, HTC has been one of the more cooperative manufacturers in terms of unlocking bootloaders.
And I was just going to say, with certain bootloaders and stuff, you might just be able to install it yourself. So there's that, if it's with HTC. But there's been certain phones that have been problematic with that.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
I'd have to do more research on older HTC phones to see how they reacted to different things.
Okay. Right.
Like their perspective on people messing with their stuff.
I suspect that with their current attitude, which is, holy crap, we're desperate. We have to get the community, like, on board. They got to be on our side. We need to make this work.
Then it would probably be fine, and I would probably end up going with a One.
I mean, looking at sort of the fact that they're even launching an M4 is extremely encouraging. Like, as you guys probably know, I have a contact at HTC who provides us with phones. We've done some giveaways. I switched with 2 of their phones now. The overall impression that I get is they're extremely pleased with demand and sales for the One, which means they have some cash, which is allowing them to produce something like an M4. I mean, they were so close to the edge.
Or even produce more Ones.
They were so close to the edge, they couldn't get cameras for the One because they weren't a tier 1 supplier anymore. Whereas I suspect that's going to change over the next little bit with how much excitement. I mean, did you see the Anantech review of the S4? And the Anantech review of the One?
Yeah.
The entire One review was basically slamming the S4, and the entire S4 review was, oh, but wait, you could also get this other thing.
Yeah.
I was like, really? You guys did that?
We got flamed because people were like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Read between the lines, people. It was that bad.
Read between the lines. When a major publication says that, they mean, like that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. But I mean, it's not like a major publication is gonna get snubbed on a future Galaxy device. If anything, Samsung's probably gonna come back with something to prove. I think they've proven time and time again that they are resilient when it comes to being dominant at things. It's like, I mean, where was Samsung for TVs 10 years ago? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Now they're just like, why would you buy anything but a Samsung TV? If you walked into a store, what would you buy?
Not a Samsung TV.
What would you buy?
What is it?
I'm curious.
Psycho?
Oh, okay, we can talk about that. But, okay. A month ago.
50-inch 4K LED TV. I'm not buying a Samsung TV. I'm buying a Psycho 50-inch 4K.
Seiki or whatever it is.
Psycho.
What was it? Was it $11.99 or $12.99?
It was $11.99.
$11.99. It's at a new low. $1,200 gets you a 4K TV, and I think there was a shipping promo on it from Tiger Direct at one point.
Man, well, Groupon, it's free shipping.
The Groupon is free. Okay,
free shipping.
Is it still running?
I have no idea.
Okay, guys, I hope...
sent it to you. It's in your email.
It's in my email?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna launch this up for you because you can be 4K ready now.
Apparently it might be Psyche. I don't know.
Seiki.
I didn't look at the name for it. Seiki?
Okay, apparently this is still running, so I'm gonna...
Look.
Free shipping, free returns. So if there's some kind of a problem... Okay, hold on. Guys, if you want a 4K TV...
Psycho?
We don't get any kind of referral fee or anything for this, so we have no skin in the game when it comes to whether you buy one of these. Oh, there's 4 hours left. Look at that.
Wow.
So the timing's perfect. So for 11... Should I just buy one right now?
Oh my goodness.
Should I just do it?
Oh my god.
Is that the craziest thing ever?
That's pretty freaking crazy.
Should I just do it? What do you think?
No.
Okay, no. It's Slick's fault I didn't buy one. So my wife's going to be super pleased with you.
Yay.
But you got just under 5 hours to buy a 4K TV for $1,200. Now get this. I feel like QVC right now. For a limited time only, you can get this 4K
It's
beautiful
4 hours.
TV.
Free shipping, free returns.
I forget who it was. It wasn't Engadget. It might not have been Gizmodo. But I was reading an article from one of the writers at a fairly major publication like that. Like, I don't know if it was Wired. Like, it was one of those guys. And they were saying, this thing's actually kind of incredible. Like, it's not just a piece of crap. And you know what? It's one of those things where people see it and they go, oh, it's too good to be true because the other traditional manufacturers aren't doing this. But you know what? They could.
They could. If either of us had the money, I would suggest that either of us bought it. Just to, like, clear up Twitch chat being unhappy with me. Oh. Neither of us should actually buy one.
Yeah, I don't really have the money right now.
No. So,
okay, but get this. Yeah. This is a 1080p screen. This notebook entirely costs like $1,200. So if you can't manufacture 4 of the screen for $1,200, then you suck. So they can do it, they just don't. So Seiki's basically gone, yep, we are gonna screw the traditional market, and we are gonna drive pricing down. We are gonna buy market share by doing this. And yeah, whatever everyone else. Yeah, come at me, bro. Like, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if like Seiki's CEO gets like assassinated. Like,
yeah,
the amount
honestly.
of people have been killed for less money than Seiki just lost for Sony, Samsung, LG, other guys like that.
100%. There's more than one person I've seen go by in the Twitch chat. I don't know how honest this is, but more than one person so far, other than wanting me fired for telling you not to buy it. But more than one person has gone by so far saying that they've bought it already.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Groupon should be giving us, mind you, I don't think there's much margin left in that to give us a cut.
Groupon kind of removes all of the margin.
Yeah.
Reefer's saying, did you actually just buy one? I know one of my Twitch mods is saying that he just bought one.
Seriously? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, apparently one of the Twitch mods just bought one. So there you go, guys.
Wow.
We should start, you know what? We should figure out, like, affiliate programs that are good, and we should actually tell these people deals that don't suck. Because if we
could do, like, a deal of the week or something.
Deal of the week or something.
But we have to, like,
that.
make sure it doesn't suck.
You know what, guys? Okay, we're going to go through the Twitter responses that I asked for before. But would you guys be down if we found something this crazy and we were getting a 3% cut or whatever we were getting on it? Would you guys be down to have us tell you that we found a cool deal? So there, let us know what you think. Because
we gotta figure out if you guys even... Wow, Twitch chat is like extremely in support.
Because we don't want to be QVC. That's not what we are. We already do unboxings, which as far as I'm concerned is not that far away from basically just video merchandising for the product. So apparently people are...
Twitch chat is very, very into it.
Twitch chat is apparently pleased.
I haven't seen a single person say
with
no.
this deal we've presented. Twitch chat is pleased. So there you go. Let's go back. What question did I ask on Twitter?
I actually don't remember.
I don't remember anymore.
Fire Slick by 4K TV.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of Twitter. Okay, so Slick, you're fired apparently.
Damn.
What are your thoughts on Google Glass? You know what? This is one of the topics I do want to talk about later. I think Google Glass is a great idea.
What time is it?
And I don't really care about it at all right now.
One thing, we got to do build logs before the end of the stream.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I want to do a call out for the forum and something on the forum before the end of the stream.
Okay. I'm putting this down. Forum call out. Build logs. I'm adding that to make sure we don't forget this stuff because, you know, I felt like we started out a little slow today, but we have picked up some steam here. So we'll talk about Google Glass. Okay, right. I asked about phone software versus hardware. So let's go back and let's take some of these callers. Caller, you're on Linus Tech Tips. I like the BBZ10 because I can install apps from Android.
I've heard about that.
Try that. Slick's done his day one video. We're going to upload it soon.
I've heard that the support for it is kind of funky.
Okay, so let's...
but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully in a review soon I will be talking.
We'll get into that in Slick's I Switched. He's doing a 30-day BlackBerry 10 trial. So, no, you can't RMA a card because it doesn't overclock. Sorry, man. How's the AMOLED on the S4 at night? The AMOLED on the S4 is actually outstanding compared to the S3. It doesn't have that same blurriness. It's still not quite like LCD in terms of if you look at it under a microscope, but it looks pretty darn good. Which socket should I get for an Intel gaming rig? I'd still go 1155, but if you can, hold off for about 30 days. Slick should get one of those special agent wired earpieces for when you're sitting on the live stream.
I almost do, because I don't wear it the whole time, but I have my in-ear pro.
First day forum member. Very nice. Everyone should join the forum if you haven't already. LinusTechTips.com.
I can transition from that into my forum call.
We are serious business. Okay, hold that thought. Okay. So this guy says I'd go HTC One. HTC One, more batter. He either means better or baller. I'm not quite sure which. Samsung Galaxy S3 user. So far, hate interacting with Sense UI from HTC. I'm with TouchWiz on this until they improve. So he's saying software is a huge factor for him. Or she, Jamie.
Yeah, but that level of software is very easily...
As a Nexus 4 owner, I'd go for the phone that gets updated first, get all the jelly beans. Okay? Build quality. I'm a skater, and I've broken lots of phones. There's an interesting perspective.
That's a very good point.
Build quality with custom firmware if it doesn't fit my needs stock. All right. I have a Nexus 4. Isn't as amazing as the HTC One. But both sides glass still feels good. I prefer Nexus device. Hardware quality is way more important to Eric, so it looks like people are very divided on this issue. Very interesting.
It really depends on what you do. Like the skater. That was actually one of my favorite comments.
Great point.
I'm a skater. I break phones. Okay, he's going to want a way more durable phone.
Fantastic point.
That makes sense.
Conversation. What do you guys think about Bitcoins? We're actually going to be starting a Bitcoin mining pool on the forum at some point, so check it out.
Maybe. That's getting more and more complicated.
Okay, maybe not. Andrew says, of course, build quality. Wants the device to last. At least if you don't get a software update, the device might still work.
Yes, but like...
But you dropped your Nexus S all over the place.
Tons. Okay. Like, it wasn't bad build quality. It just wasn't, like, solid piece of aluminum.
Dion says, I'd go with software because better software means a better experience. Did Slick's S3 battery life drop significantly after he updated to Jelly Bean? You should talk about that.
Yep, definitely.
And then your forum thing.
And then my forum thing. Yeah, it dropped massively, but it kind of came back.
So...
For about a week or two, my brother and I both had a problem where the battery life on our S3 just completely tanked. I have a screenshot of my battery app telling me I was at 20% battery life and I had 5 minutes left. And I was not super actively using my phone. So that was kind of nuts. But then it's just kind of fixed. So I'm not actually entirely sure what even happened.
Well, you were telling me the other day that it seems like when you charge it from the wall...
When I charge it from the wall, it actually seems to last... At 100% charge on battery, reading at 100%, if I charge it from USB to my computer compared to USB to my wall, USB from my computer will last drastically less time than USB from the wall.
So guys, S3 users, let us know if you've observed the same thing.
Someone make a post on the forum.
Yeah, under mobile devices.
Let's talk about this. Let's figure out what's going on.
Yeah, very, very bizarre. So speaking of the forum call out, go.
Okay, so first off, I want to thank all my people again. Mr. Wizard for, again, making just everything happen.
He's kind of a wizard. So Mr. Wizard, if he doesn't already know, is going to be getting some kind of a beast gaming rig sometime in the next couple months here for all the contribution he's made. We're going to hook him up with a NAS that's going to have RAID 5 backup. I don't think you've told him this yet, have you?
Nope.
Okay, we're going to be hooking him up with a NAS that's going to have RAID 5 backup, because right now he's using like 10 ghetto, like couple hundred gig hard drives.
He cut a hole in part of his case and then bent the metal back so that he could shove a hard drive in there. And then right now he has the hard drive cages outside of his case because they don't properly fit with some of his hardware. So he's like running long SATA cables into his case.
No, totally unacceptable for someone who's contributed that much to the Linus Tech Tips forum. I mean, the hours he's put in are countless.
Like days and days and
days.
days.
And days and days and days and days. We haven't paid him a penny.
And he dealt with, not to hate on VBulletin now that they've given us a refund,
yeah,
but he dealt with VBulletin, which was nuts.
Yeah. So we already hooked him up with a 590, but we're going to be following that up with a full gaming rig at some point here in the near future. So
thank you, Mr. Wizard, because we're doing amazing things now. IPS is awesome. Everything's awesome. Thank you, Mod Team, for sticking with us. Thank you to all the members of the forum and the Mod Team and Mr. Wizard again for sticking with us through these crazy downtimes we've been having the last little while. We're rolling out a solution that will hopefully fix it, but we'll talk about that more maybe next live stream.
Yeah, next live stream.
Not yet. And I want to do Boink and folding callouts real quick.
Sure.
So, Boink, oh, there it goes. Boink, our world rating is 1,076 out of almost 100,000 teams, and we climb about 10 places a day, so we're doing great there. Our Canadian ranking is 42 out of almost 2,200 teams.
Wow.
So we're doing pretty great there as well. A big thanks to Ryan L. Booth from the Boink team captain, because he's been doing awesome and contributing a ton. At this pace, in about 3.5 months, we should be 13th place in Canada and 550th in the world. So Boink's doing just awesome. I had a folding update somewhere, but I don't remember where it is. By the way, there's a shout out from the Boink team to the folding team as a thank you for being awesome and contributing your gigahertz to a good cause.
More gigahertz.
Hopefully Whaler can throw me a folding update here because I don't remember what it actually said.
Okay, well, I can move on. I have lots of topics to move on to. Yeah. So AMD has slashed prices on CPUs and APUs. They also launched a couple products. So check this out. You can get an A6 3600, which is a quad-core APU. That's a quad-core, isn't it?
I
think so. Which is basically, okay, let's look at the A8 3800, because that is a decent CPU for under $100 with a decent onboard GPU. Even the A8 5600K, check that out, under $100. That's probably the one that I should have talked about first, because that is crazy. That's an unlocked chip, so you can overclock it. It comes with the best onboard graphics that you can get, other than I think the A10 is clocked a little bit higher, but it's basically there. And quite frankly, in our testing, where we went 8350 versus 3570K, did you ever feel like the 8350 was holding back your gaming experience in some tangible way?
Not really.
So yes, the 3570K benchmark's better. It's faster. And you know what? Quite frankly, I prefer Intel platforms because I find I have fewer sort of random driver issues, whether it's with a SATA driver when I swap out a bunch of stuff. I love rapid storage tech. Intel's like SATA AHCI manager. It's amazing. Makes my life better. I use Intel platforms. I prefer them. With that said, when we're talking about $100 for a chip and a cheap FM2 board that will basically get you a platform upgrade for probably $200 if you buy yourself like 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, a cheap board, and an A8.
And honestly,
why buy a console?
The driver thing, which you and I have both brought up off screen before, but AMD's been making leaps and bounds in the driver field.
True that, and the better driver assumption for Intel, I'm not talking graphics.
No.
So if you're using onboard graphics, AMD gets the nod there for sure. How much experience do they have compared to Intel when it comes to gaming?
And to jump in line with the comment right below this post, actually, he's talking about how, especially, like, I don't know if he actually brings this up exactly, but especially with next-gen consoles coming out, instead of rebuying your whole setup, it might be
time to get a gaming PC.
To move to gaming PCs.
I mean, they've got the FX8320, which is an unlocked chip. There's pretty much, once you overclock them, pretty much no performance disadvantage compared to an 8350. That's an 8-core, and the wholesaler bulk pricing is that $153. I mean, this is like just earth-shattering stuff. It's awesome. So go AMD. I don't know if you guys saw this, but AMD's stock price has gone like this. So between some of the new people they've been acquiring, between them beating their projections, between them being the technology powering both major upcoming consoles, well, all three, they're the GPU and the Wii U, for that matter. I mean, I said major consoles. Was that a slight at Nintendo? I love Nintendo. I'm not gonna beat up on them. But if EA developed a game for a Nintendo platform, then I'd still go after that. So that's the line for me. But AMD's powering all that, so AMD's stock has just exploded, which means hopefully a little bit more, a little bit more room to breathe. They've been struggling.
For a little while there, it was
looking
really
like
scary.
it might be game over.
Yeah.
Which,
like, pretty bad.
like, I don't know what a game over AMD would look like, whether it's selling all the patents or whether it's acquisition or like, who knows.
Something terrible.
But it was looking like just terrible, terrible things were going to happen. So that's really exciting.
I'm going to jump back a little bit just to do the folding team call out. So our current rank worldwide is 212, which is insane. We have
fist bump to everyone who's a member of the folding team, you guys.
We have 499 users, which is insane. And for all time, for all folding teams currently, we're placed 15th. For active folders.
Wow.
Which is nuts.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
There's a lot of folding teams that have been around a lot longer than us.
So to be ranked 15th for active folders is just actually insane. So that's very cool. Good job, everyone.
I think I had left another question for the Twitter folks. Do you remember what it was? Okay. Console players apparently don't want to build PCs. Well, we should educate them. 4 p.m. time slot sucks for guys in our time zone, ironically, but sorry, guys. We got to do what we got to do. Apparently, we're number 41 in Canada.
Cool.
I think you said 42.
Well,
there you go.
That was from a while ago.
A quarterly Pimp My Rig for forum members. You know what I would like to do is I'd like to do more like more giveaways at some point, but we got to figure out the logistics because there's a lot of laws involved that we've just kind of ignored. But Linus Media Group's an actual company now, not just some dude with a YouTube channel. So we have to be careful. The last thing I want is to run across Canadian gaming laws, which would shut down my company like that. If they're like, oh, you're running a lottery, therefore you are this, and this, they could take everything.
Yeah.
So I got to be careful, guys. There's more to it than just Linus doesn't want to give things away. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay, so according to something, I'd watch the live stream, but I'm out skiing. Try and get them to send you a free 4K TV. Oh yeah, I asked them if they wanted us to do deals. I joined the forums just because you said so. Yes! Thank you! Just because we said so. He joined the forums and joined Twitter just to say this.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. I mean, it drives me crazy when people are like, I know it says on your Facebook not to send you messages here, but I don't have Twitter, so I sent you this message. It's like, Twitter's free. You don't have to do anything other than just send me a message on it. Like, I'm not asking you to marry it. It's just that I can't handle monitoring my private messages and my emails and my Facebook and my Twitter and actually making videos, which is priority number 1, is actually making videos, not talking about videos. Look in the meme topic, more EA stuff on the 9th page. Okay, there we go. Okay, apparently Twitter really didn't have much to say about that. So there you go. It's going to be hard to offer deals that satisfy all territories. That's true. Although sites like Amazon might be an exception, where a lot of territories will be able to get a benefit. Slick's BlackBerry Z10 thing will be coming up either tonight or tomorrow. So guys, stay tuned. And apparently Logan's been doing something similar with games on deals.
Cool.
Do you want to handle our rigs of the week?
I actually haven't looked at these enough. but this will be kind of expensive.
Okay.
I was working with the security
Then
stuff
I'm
on the server.
up then. I'll do this one.
Well, we should do rigs of the week.
Yeah, but I can do this to solve for some time for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so check this out, guys. Apparently, and this was posted by Mr. X on the forums. Thank you, Mr. X. There's a big Intel logo at the top. PC enthusiast, top PC, I guess, but the capitalization's a little funny, with coolowler.com. These guys leak everything because they get access to all the good stuff. Has apparently leaked a Core i7 Ivy Bridge E. So this is a multi-core, more than 4-core Ivy Bridge based chip that'll be coming at some point, based on that there's already benchmarks. Couldn't be that far off. And so this is a 4960X, and this will be replacing the 3970X, I guess, at that $1,000 price point on the Enthusiast X79 platform. So remember, guys, X79 is not going away. It's still going to be the enthusiast grade platform with support for dual 16x PCI Express lanes, more RAM, more cores, all that stuff is not going away. So pretty much the summary is it's 10% faster than the Sandy Bridge E based chips, which is, if we sort of know anything about CPUs and sort of anything, then we probably saw this one coming. So there you have it. Ivy Bridge E, just like Ivy Bridge was compared to Sandy Bridge, is about 10% better. You can see the overclock that they've got going on. So it's a 3.5 gigahertz overclock on what appears to be, let's see, how many physical cores we got here. Well, I don't even, yeah, so there you go. 6 cores, 12 threads, 3.3 gigahertz stock frequency. Linus Tech Tips takes no responsibility. You got their watermark all over it. We did not run these numbers. We don't have an Ivy Bridge E. Apparently there's going to be an X79A GD45 Plus board that'll support. Looks like the chipset is picking up as Sandy Bridge E, South Bridge X79. So a lot of this data may not be correct, but there you have it. It's coming at some point, guys. So that was pretty cool that I picked up on the forum. Big thanks for posting that on the forum. Here's another Linus Tech Tips forum news topic. This one was posted by Josiah as well. So LG is launching the world's first 55-inch curved OLED HDTV. So this isn't going to be 4K. This is an HDTV. It is 4.3 millimeters thick. So guys, if you look at, yeah, here, I'm just going to zoom in on this so you guys can get a better look at it. But that thinness, holy crap. OLED emits its own light. So what you guys got to remember is you don't have to build a backlight array that goes behind the panel anymore. So the light emitting is done by the panel itself. In fact, we did a demo at CES where I was standing in front of a TV that was sideways, and then we shifted the angle so you could actually see the TV because you could hardly even see it in the shot. So this isn't going to be cheap. I think the initial quote is something like 13 grand, 13,500, and it'll be available at 1,400 retail locations. Pre-orders are apparently started already, so the curvature gives you more of that IMAX experience, and the fact that all of the screen is equal distance away from your eyes, in theory, should make for a more natural viewing experience. However, it remains to be seen if content that was developed with the intention of being watched on a flat screen is actually going to even benefit from a curved screen. Hey, B-roll, what's your take on the whole curved screen thing?
I think it's really stupid. Well, I understand like it can help viewing angle.
Okay, so better for viewing angle. Mind you, OLED doesn't really have that problem.
Yeah, it doesn't have that problem.
B-roll the intern's actually over there. He's been editing videos the whole time we've been doing this.
I don't know. It seems like a gimmick to me. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to see the full benefit.
But
Okay.
have to wait until you see it at least.
So it's a wait
and
see from B-roll. He's kind of our, when it comes to camera gear and high definition content gear and all that stuff, he's our resident expert. Whereas Diesel the intern is our post-processing wizard. Not to take anything away from Mr. Wizard, but yeah, Diesel the intern is kind of Dr. Wizard when it comes to kind of some of the stuff he does with video is amazing. So they can both be just wizards as far as I'm concerned. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about very briefly, just because I think it's hilarious. This was also posted by Josie. However, once again, Josie, this is kind of directed at you. Man, make sure you're posting some of your own original stuff in these threads, because otherwise we become one of those butthead sites. So,
this is kind of weird.
This is the Buddy Cup, which allows you to add friends to Facebook by bumping glasses with them. So this isn't the kind of thing that anyone really expects you to buy, I don't think. The original link was from Engadget, just so you guys know, so we're quoting a source. Oh yeah, and the original link for the LG Curve TVs was also Engadget. So this is the kind of thing that they'd expect to be more like at an event, where you meet people, whether it's at a concert or whether it's at, I don't know, a hockey game or something like that, where you meet someone and you kind of go, yeah, let's friend each other on Facebook, boom. I mean, does this just make the Facebook friend process that much more meaningless?
Yep. I don't like it at all. I don't know.
But you don't use Facebook.
No.
So you already don't like it before I even talk about a glass.
I guess that makes it not fair. I don't know. I kind of see its use in some situations, but I also see it being abused by like that guy that you don't actually even like. But
That's
he's like,
creepy.
Yeah, buddy me, yeah.
Or like walk up to your glass and they're
just like hit it. And it's like, well, okay, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to like put my cup down while I'm talking to someone and have 10 people come by
and like rub their cups against you.
I don't know. But then I could also see the application where if you're just out hanging out and you genuinely meet someone that's pretty cool, it's really easy to just be like, kabunk.
But then if you have smartphones with NFC,
kabunk. I don't know. I don't really see the awesome appeal. Okay. It's kind of cool.
I mean, it's
like it's interesting.
It's one of those like, oh, cool application of technology. I didn't think of it.
And like if you went to some event and they had it there, it would probably be really cool.
As a novelty.
As a novelty thing or whatever. So like I'm not actually against it. I personally wouldn't be too into it. But then again,
okay,
don't have Facebook. So.
So back to Google Glass. Personally, based on the battery life, I think they were saying something like, what was it, 30 minutes? When you're recording video or something ludicrous like that. I don't remember the exact number, but the battery life's not there. I'm personally not even remotely excited about it yet. But Gen 3 or Gen 5 or Gen 10 of this technology is going to be just incredible. And I'll jump on the bandwagon when instead of $1,500, I can buy it for $150 and I don't have to be some special dude with an invite, and the functionality will be dramatically better by then. I also had one news item was that Google's saying people are apparently hacksering the Google Glass and they want to do whatever they want, but they're saying no, we meant to do that.
Which like
I don't know how credible that is, but
yes, but from some people I could see them being like, oh no, we meant to do that. From Google though, Google usually leaves things unlocked.
Okay, true enough.
That's my view of that. Is they often do. Now people are also talking about how apparently there might be like remote shut off and a whole bunch of other weird stuff. I don't know how true this is, so don't take this directly. But apparently Google has like quite a bit of control over it still. So removing that might be interesting. If that's even real, I don't know. I read that on the comments of a thread.
This is an article from SourceFed, which is oh, hold on. Like, I opened it on the wrong thing. I know. We're gonna go a little bit over time today. So we'll do this, and then we'll be doing our rigs of the week.
Oh yeah, this was cool.
So this was interesting. Speaking of Google and sort of all that stuff, this was on SourceFed. It's who has your back with respect to your privacy. So let's scroll down to basically just the chart. Yep. Who has your back? So the requirements are requires a warrant for content to share, tells users about government data requests, publishes transparency reports, publishes law enforcement guidelines, fights for users' privacy in courts, and fights for users' privacy in Congress. So there you go. Amazon only got 2 stars out of 6. And you guys, okay, I'm not saying that this chart is the be-all and end-all by any stretch of the imagination. This is SourceFed's chart, and there you go. But as a general guideline, it's kind of cool to look at, and it makes you really think about the topic, if nothing else. Apple fights for users' privacy rights in Congress. That's it. AT&T, very low rating. Comcast, very low rating. Dropbox, look at that.
Huge.
So other than fighting for users' privacy rights in courts, they're requiring warrants, they're doing all the things by the book. Facebook only got 3 stars. So no transparency reports. They don't tell you about a government data request. Foursquare is a touch better than that. Google scores very well. So this is where I was going with that. LinkedIn, very well. The only thing they don't do is fight for it in court, much like Dropbox. Microsoft, not bad, somewhere in the middle ground here. So the things that they don't do is fight in court and tell users about government data requests. MySpace. It's like, if you needed a reason to not be on MySpace anymore, there you go. So there's the rest of them. Twitter is across the board. Sonic.net, across the board. Verizon, yeah, not looking too good. Yahoo, not looking too good. So I just thought this was a really cool article. I wanted to make sure you guys see it. Head over to SourceFed, check it out. And let's do rigs of the week, shall we?
All right.
Okay, first one.
Again, not super well versed because these are kind of huge. But jump into the first one real quick. Now this one has...
So this is from PZT, who's a junior member on the forum.
This guy has 10 billion pictures.
Okay.
So we're probably going to have to rip through a little bit. But
yep.
As we kind of fly through here, you can just see...
Lots of cool stuff.
The magnitude of awesome stuff that he has,
Ooh,
which is everything.
what are those?
Monsoon compressions.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're awesome.
On an Apogee HD white. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
SwiftTech dual DDC block, or pump top.
Yeah.
NZXT switch again?
Yeah, I think so. I just saw the bottom of it there. Yeah.
Gelid wings.
Gelid wings.
Nice choice. Coolants, quick connects.
You'll see what those are for
Yep.
soon.
Okay, we're going to have to just blow through
There's
this.
actually a ton of pictures. Like, fly through it quite a bit. And then when you start seeing certain things...
Gigabyte board. Here we go.
As he's just starting...
There's a test fit. Ah, very nice. He's putting quick connects on all the components so that you can easily upgrade things. Very nice. Very nice. Makes maintenance a lot less work.
Wait for it. It gets super awesome all of a sudden.
There we go.
So
okay.
it changes quite a bit from there. So just keep going.
Okay.
Crazy fan controller at the front.
Okay. Okay.
It
Yeah.
changes like we're like not even that far through it.
Dominator Platinums.
Oh, here, go up a little bit.
Whoa, here we go.
Yeah. So
what's going on now? Okay.
There you go. So he's making his own basement.
Okay.
And running quick connects through there. So go down a
Very
little bit
cool.
more. So that shows him making his basement.
Yep.
So that's awesome. He does a very, very good job.
Very clean. Yep.
And it looks fantastic.
Ooh.
Like, it looks so good.
Very
and
clean.
He takes that theme and he carries it forward.
Look at that keyboard.
Yeah, it's
what
great.
keycaps are those?
That's actually just light.
Oh, that's light. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Nice blank keyboard, though. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tons of sleeving.
Schmexy.
Just awesome. Going with the white and green theme. Pathogen, the name, going with white and green.
Right.
So pretty freaking sweet.
IKEA desk.
Yeah. So,
Ooh,
like,
there
just
we go.
look at that.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at the backplate on the
know.
video card.
I was waiting to see when you're going to notice that.
Nice touch.
Like, just beautiful build.
Gorgeous gaming rig. White LEDs down there.
And he picked, like, the perfect fans for it.
Yep, the Gelid wings look fantastic in there.
Great motherboard for it. It even has the skull. Because it's called Pathogen. Like, it's just amazing build.
Great coolant.
Sorry about my voice, guys.
All right.
So, yeah, just awesome. Very, very, very cool.
All right, so we got our second one here before we wrap up and move to the after party, which is going to be Super Mario live stream, if possible. Okay.
We can get it working. So jump down on this one too. I think you might have to be logged in to see these pictures. Yeah, if you log in, it will show them actively, or you can click on them individually.
All right, so let's log in as myself. Thanks to everyone who tuned into the live stream this week, by the way, guys. If we don't get it...
Linus Tech.
I hate this keyboard. It's very handy, but it's also like... hold on. I don't remember how far I was into my password. Guess we'll find out. Nope, that wasn't it.
Just in case you guys don't know, he's trying to log in. That's why we're not showing the screen right now.
Are we not? Oh.
Oh, are you typing numbers?
Yeah, it's okay though. It doesn't do that anymore.
There we go. Okay, I think my mod... They didn't see the first log.
Of what? What?
They didn't see the first build
I wasn't
log.
over there?
Really?
At all?
Oh, no.
Oh, oops.
No.
My bad.
No.
Okay, well, let's go really quickly then.
We gotta show his build. Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
so
Okay, so
depressing.
sorry, PZT. I can't believe we did that.
Meow. I wonder how many tweets we have about that. Anyways.
A few at least. Oh, come on. It's not staying on there for me. Okay, so here's where we get... Where do we get outside where he's cutting the mid-plate? Okay, we missed that part. Don't worry about it.
Did we?
Yeah. Anyway, you can go check it out on the forum, guys. That's always an option if we screw things up.
I'll tweet out a link for it.
Yeah, Dominator Platinums.
There,
Here we
no,
go.
we
Yeah,
didn't
there
miss
we
it.
go. There's the mid-plate. Cutting holes. Okay. Let's keep on going. Very clean. Beautiful peripherals. That explains why like 100 people tuned out of the live stream while we were doing this, because I thought it was a cool build. Sleeving. Great looking IKEA desk there. Nice themed build. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
The backplate's amazing.
Backplate on the video card. Mentioned this before. I apologize for the part where I mentioned it and you couldn't actually look at it. Just sexy sleeving, matching motherboard, matching the Gelid Wing fans look fantastic in there. All these little shots of the inside just look outstanding. I mean, look at the shininess of this.
That's so awesome.
White LEDs using the built-in lighting, the Switch 810, which is a really nice thing to have. And there we go. Now on to the second build log. There we are. All right.
So start scrolling down. I'm going to tweet out that link for the build log.
Another Switch?
Yeah.
There you go.
But very different build.
Ooh.
Like, very different build.
Why, hello there.
T-Virus in the back, which is just absolutely awesome.
T-Virus is amazing. Everyone should have a T-Virus.
And, like, the position is very cool. And when you see his desk set up, it even makes a lot more sense as to why he put it where it is.
So this build is very attainable. I mean, this is something where no custom fabrication's been done. You know, MCP 655 pump, you know, nice water cooling and all that, but this is doable.
Yep.
Nice pictures.
Yeah.
They got better here.
Yeah, they get better pretty quick.
Kingston HyperX memory looks good, looking good. Sabertooth boards make for such a clean looking
They
build.
just look so awesome.
Yeah. I've seen the upcoming Sabertooth.
Yeah?
Yeah, can't say anything about it though.
Oh.
Alright, some more night shots, looking good. Okay, I'm letting you do commentary on these, so...
I'm sorry, I was tweeting out that thing. Yeah, here you can see his desk. There, you're at his desk, you can see the T-Virus.
Yeah,
Instead of it being covered up by the side panel, because the window is honestly not that big.
No, it's all small on the Switch 810.
Yeah, so by putting it in the back, he can actually
Enjoy
see
it.
his T-Virus all the time. So that's very cool, because most people will go, oh, just to the right of the motherboard, bam, there's my reservoir.
That's where mine is.
That's where mine is.
But I can see mine.
Yeah, and I can see mine too.
I have a big window.
But just because of how he has his desk set up
Yep.
with his computer kind of hanging off the edge, which is kind of sketchy, but where he's sitting, he can actually see his T-Virus, which is very cool and very understandable. So that's
Yes.
a awesome obtainable level build. The one before that was
More like the ridiculous
the
build.
ridiculously awesome level, not quite as obtainable.
Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Linus Tech Tips live stream, which we're going to rename at some point to something else.
Just something that makes sense.
Yeah, something that, like...
Maybe we should ask for suggestions on the forum.
We can ask for suggestions, but odds are we probably won't take any of them because, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, you want to come up with a brand
That's
identity
true.
that's really you.
That's true.
But, I mean, you guys are welcome to send suggestions via Twitter or whatever else. I'll probably see them, if nothing else.
Yeah.
So, apparently I'm officially fired by the viewers. All right, then.
We
Needing
both
that
got
screen.
fired today.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we both got hardcore fired. All right, guys, so don't forget, join the Linus Tech Tips forum. It's kind of awesome. We're actually going to be doing something soon where we're going to release a video on the YouTube channel where we challenge you to make the Linus Tech Tips forum your homepage. Whether it's the news section or whether it's just the home screen or the latest topic section, we are going to be working hard to make this an absolutely awesome community.
We have some plans to make the transition to home screen seamless.
Yep.
So we're working on that.
Yep, so we're working on that. I mean, honestly, if you have anything you want to talk about tech-wise, it's one of the most active forums I have ever seen. Everyone gets a reply.
And a comment we consistently get and something we try to consistently uphold is that people are friendly.
Yep.
So even if you're worried that it might be a stupid question, just ask. You'll probably get a good answer.
I had someone PM me. This was a stupid question. I didn't want to ask it, so I sent it to you in PM. And then he asked it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
No one will pile on you, and if they do, report it. We'll get it taken care of. The moderation team is absolutely amazing. Good night, everyone. And we'll be back. You know, it'll probably take us a little while to get this set up, but we'll be back with some Super Mario World.
Thanks for watching.